All right, so I'd say this was a very rewarding day. First time my squats felt good in I'd say about maybe a month or a little bit more than that. Um, so I've been trying kind of like or I think Monday, I switched to a way closer stance, trying to uh kind of like visualize myself like collapsing into myself in a way. Uh, or more like just trying to like give my body a hug, which that's kind of um what I'm thinking about going through the squat and just making sure my feet uh is where it's supposed to be. Um and that actually has, I'd say, helped a little bit, especially definitely stronger in that position, but I think my heels um have a little bit easier of a time staying on the ground, and I do feel a bit more connected. Um, so it is a lot wider or a lot narrower than what I did or what I've done all last block. Because I realized it's just one, it's way easier to get into my quads when my legs are closer together, and two, it's way harder to get the tension that I need in my core when my legs are further apart. So like when I'm doing a wide stance, I have the mobility for it and I can hit depth, um, and my heels are still on the ground, but my my core, my lower back is just way too vulnerable in that position. Um, so it's not gonna work out. Um, bench, I honestly have no idea what I'm gonna be doing for that. Just gonna see what feels good and go off of, my weaknesses. So I noticed that soft touch for the most part feels better, but I really need some extra assistance off of my chest uh when I start the press, which is why I did the sink. But with that, when I sink, like I just can't get into my arms um in time uh after the start of the press. So like I push my legs and then I have to kind of like or I can't really put 100% into the bar because I haven't got myself under it yet, which I'm not really sure if that's maybe something I just need to, get better at, or it's a reason for why I should stick with soft. Um, but anyway, I have tried to get a bit more attention in my bench because I noticed last week, like I just completely lost all tension when the bar was on my chest with a 305, and also my sinking technique wasn't as efficient as it should have been because I think I was under the assumption that like I had to let go of my upper back tension uh, while I was benching. So I'd bring the bar down, kind of just like not really hunch forward because I don't have enough body to be affected that much by losing that tension, but I wouldn't be as tight. So I tried to maintain that today and kind of like have it with the mindset of I'm going down and I'm doing the soft touch, but have it have my legs be um, in the sink, which I think has maybe helped. I honestly don't know. I think the weight was either too light to tell, or it worked so well that it made the weight lighter. Which I guess I'll just have to find out in my later weeks. And deadlift was really easy today. Um, I was kind of worried because my entire left leg feels kind of numb because of not deloading. Um, Coming off of last block because I just wanted to see how my body would respond to it, and I did go a little bit too heavy uh, for my hamstring curls on Monday. So I have them programmed an RP7. I did have about 3 reps left in the tank, but they wouldn't have been full range of motion reps. Um, so I think I want to be a little bit more strict with that just to make sure I can keep my legs healthy. Um, Also, my right leg, my hip is very tight for some reason. Like, it doesn't affect me at all when I'm lifting, but like every time I'm not lifting, like it just hurts. Uh, it, I wouldn't say it hurts. Only really hurts when I start stretching it, just because I notice it a bit more. But my right leg's just a little tighter, um, than normal, which isn't too bad because my right leg has always had less mobility than my left, um, which is actually something that I want to work on a bit more, just because I feel like that might be an issue. Um, and so yeah, today was an SBD because I wanted to see um, how well my work capacity could hold up while doing everything, especially doing my uh, bench back downs before my deadlift top set. Because I noticed that, so with the 2 blocks ago, I noticed that bench just always felt worse than my lower body primary. And the previous block that I did when I was doing the 3 a day primary, I had a really hard time managing the fatigue on all of the days because really it would be like usually deadlift was good and bench was okay and squat was terrible. Sometimes it would be bench is good, deadlift's okay, squat terrible. Um, so just some recovery issues with that. I also think my body probably doesn't take too kindly to volume. Um, so just going back to this higher intensity, because I mean I'll be able to get the neurological stimulation that I want. Just need to make sure that I'm not doing too much. But yeah, I just switched to the SBD. Really, I wasn't too sure until after my squat back down or after my squat top set because I was like, yeah, everything feels pretty good, so I'm just gonna go for it, see how it feels. Because I feel like I'll just have an easier time making sure all of my lifts are good because I have the same fatigue level while I'm going into all of them. I don't really have to worry a ton on what I'm doing the other days, trying to take things a little bit easier so that everything will go well. Um, I also wanted to try a little bit of conventional today because I noticed that my RDLs felt really good, off the floor. I try to bring that some of that closer stance mentality from my squat. That felt really good. And I also wanted to let my knees go forward a bit more because I just have a lot of ankle mobility, and I don't really think having straighter knees is the best for conventional deadlift. And yeah, off the floor felt really good. Um, the reps felt really good. So I did stop it at 11, even though it's supposed to be RPE 10. That's really only because today I just don't have the stimulus or the fitness that would be required for me to actually get into that mental state of being able to push myself to actual failure. So I'd say probably RP 9, maybe 8.5, but 365 for 11 is still definitely good. Um, and for the conventional, I did actually try a normal conventional pull after my RDL set with my hook grip. That felt really good. Not really sure if it's better than my sumo, because sumo's just shorter range of motion, so that's gonna make a difference no matter what. Uh, but I will say I think my slack pull was a bit easier to manage. My quads felt a little bit more engaged, and I think my hands as well with my hook grip, it felt like it would be easier to be consistent. Um, Also with consistency, I have a lot of problems. Well, I don't think it's probably not that big of an issue, but something that annoys me with my sumo is that when I have to use straps for my secondary days, the movement pattern is way different than my normal hook sumo, and I really don't like that because I feel like I could be getting, or it's making my technical practice worse than it could be, and I really didn't feel any difference. Well, there's a difference, but I didn't feel much of a difference uh between my conventional strap and conventional hook. So that might also be a reason to maybe see how conventional feels. Um, really don't know whether or not, yeah, I said don't know whether or not conventional is easier than the sumo. Very unlikely that I'm going to switch to conventional this block. It's possible. I don't think it's a good idea, but maybe. Uh, but yeah, I think that's gonna be it.